more battles as you go further down the list. But of course, the biggest one that we are focused on here today is the Battle of the Haas Boys. I have tried for the life of me to try and get them to talk shite between the two of them. They are great friends, and I don't think I'm ever going to break them. So without further ado, I guess we'll just let the driving do the talking. Maybe we can get some good battles and some highlights, and maybe do what Drive to Survive does and fabricate a battle that doesn't actually exist. You know, maybe we can get good driving action and make it look like, you know, they're actually Marsh, it's not that you've been scammed, it's just I'm actually just what's it called? I drank too much, so I'm trying to be a healthier human being. So, I mean, I do apologize. I'll probably drink one day again, so it's not the end of the world. But you know, I just I don't want to make it seem like I'm a complete alcoholic anymore. So I hope you guys understand that and appreciate that moving forward. And also, it was not 10,000 points. I think it was only 7,000, wasn't it? Or were you trying to make me take like 5 fucking shots at a time? Anyways, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. And we're off racing here for the Summit League Racing McKeon division. You can already see some position changes here. Justin making a nice move up into P1 off the start. Very nicely done. Corey and Ham almost getting side by side there. Sam looks like he's gotten the worst up at the top. Lost 2 positions. As we go through here. Oh, shit. Sorry. I'll turn on the telemetry for the ladies and gentlemen. There we go. As we go into the chicane of 4 and 5 into the Lesmos as well. Oh, someone's just went flying off the track. And that looks like a McLaren of Invade. So Invade taking the exit road, making sure he gets out of the way. Nicely done from him, at least. Everyone in a nice single filed line. Okay, Jam still riding on Drastic here, using a little bit of battery maybe. Yes, indeed. And gets the move done. Drastic not use any battery there. Actually, that's another thing too. We got to take a look at the tire strategies for our drivers here. So it looks like Justin, Evo, and Liam on the softs. Jam, Metal, Souza on the mediums. Everyone else opting for the hard compound. And it looks like Jacob also getting past Drastic Blaze up the inside before the chicane. Nicely done. And Metal also making a move done past Souza for P12. Souza going to try and return the favor using that battery. Going around the long way through turn 3. Going to have the inside of the chicane here, or at least the first corner part. And looks like Metal got love tap there from Evo. There was definitely some contact between the Red Bull and the Ferrari. Looks like most of our drivers, at least the drivers there, getting through unscathed. And they can continue racing. That's the most important part, let's be real. Souza gets a move done on Drastic Blaze. And that's also done before any DRS as well being activated. Just a reminder to anyone new, DRS activated on the 3rd lap of racing. So Justin doing his part, taking advantage of those softs up the straight here. Actually, you can take a look here at the instant replay. So live to the left, replay to the right of the race start here, and we just got a nice gap from the McLaren up the inside. Absolutely gorgeous stuff from the McLaren. Just going to be a whole nother ball game, let's be honest, with regards to holding back Ham and Corey. Obviously, they're on completely different strategies, but we'll see it where they end up when it comes to the conclusion of this race. Meanwhile, some battles. I just don't even know where to follow here. Evo and Metal side by side once again. These guys are getting some real battles here. And it looks like Evo at least going to win for the time being. Metal not going to let him go without a fight, though. You know that. And it's not even just because we're here at Monza, at the home of the Ferrari. But just the fact that these guys, I'm sure, just battling it out the entire race. Getting the shoulders out, I guess the best way to put it. Another thing, too, for Evo, he has to be very cautious with regards to his soft tires. Can't be degrading those tires any more than, of course, they're already naturally going to be. And he's got Metal right behind him, and then right ahead of him is Drastic on the hards. Here we go, though. Metal going for a move up the inside. And Evo really just shutting the door completely down. Unfortunately for Jam, he is ghosted. So hopefully Jam can get back into the session. He's losing multiple positions the longer he stays out of this session. All right, let's go back up to the top. So at least Justin holding off a nice gap between himself and Ham. Sam just saying it's invite only. I may need to invite him. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's a Haas off track. That was Ham going right off the track. Corey not making the overtake. You have to assume that Corey could have gotten it done. But he'd rather stay and, I guess, help with the defense. I'm not sure. Sam, though, I'm sure, licking at the bits here. And once we get through the first chicane, folks, I will try and attempt to invite Jam. Here we go. Tobias getting maybe a double overtake in the background here. No. Dan's like, no. Okay, you can get one. But two, you can go fuck yourself. Oh, nicely done from Tobias to at least push the gaps there. Dan holding his own for the time being. Now, let me do this. I think I have... Do I have Jam here? Am I an idiot and missed him? No. Okay, cool. Recently played with. Jam. Invite to my game. All right, hopefully that works. And now we can focus back on the race, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like Metal is taking the final points position there for P10 on Drastic Blaze. Nicely done from Metal. And I'm assuming the Haas boys are going to exchange position. I'm curious, though, if Sammy's going to be able to make a move or make a jump on the Haas guys here. So, Ham, guys, the DRS. Nice little fake out there. Corey going to go defensive, though, on Sam. Just perfect timing from these drivers. These guys have a little bit of practice. But they are driving really close to each other. So, like, if you had no context, you could think they are battling it out. I'm definitely going to pull some Drive to Survive sneaky shit. I'm telling you guys this. Like, look at these battles. They're fighting it out. Oh, and Jam is back in the session. Great to see the Jammer. Oh, no, and Jam has left the session. Oh, fuck it! I'll invite him in a second, all right? I'll invite him in a second. We can't be, actually, I don't want to be a dick. I feel bad for the poor guy. Get his frickin' ass in here. I'm getting fast at that, boys. I'm getting fast. Okay, so Corey and Ham exchanging positions. Here we go. Sam getting aggressive now. They are side by side with the hamster. It's going to have the inside of turn 2. Going to try and force Ham on the... Oh, no. They're both giving each other plenty of room. Very nicely done. And I think it was a little bit of a battle of battery. I think Ham just used enough to stay ahead of Sam for the time being. Great defensive work. I mean, it could have been very easily P3 for Sam, but just not today. And even Ham just shutting the door here through the Lesmos. Like, nah, you're not getting that clean exit you want. I know what you're trying to do. You ain't getting that. What? Just great stuff there. Another great thing, too, is now that we're in lap 7 of 27, folks, Justin now incurs a 3-second time penalty. That is absolute heartbreak for all Papaya fans, a.k.a. me. So that is obviously going to throw a monkey wrench into Justin's plans for strategy. We're going to see how it affects him in the long term. Meanwhile, Dan now going to go for a move on Sam. Using that little bit of battery, guys, now side by side with Sam. So in the span of one lap, you can see now Sam going for P3 and now being overtaken all the way down into P5. I shouldn't say all the way down, make it sound a lot worse than it is, but realistically, it's just crazy what happens in the span of one lap sometimes. Meanwhile, Runnard and Tobias are pretty much side by side. They're catching up to Sam really quickly, and it looks like Tobias just going to back out before the chicane of 4 and 5. Tobias, though, gets a good exit compared to Runnard. But Runnard shuts the doors like, nah, you're going nowhere, bud. Nowhere to go. Shut down the door. I don't know where that accent came from. Please ignore everything that just happened in the last 5 to 10 seconds. That'd be greatly appreciated. Anyways, moving on. Runnard is trying to stay within DRS range. We still have the top 9 pretty much within DRS range of each other, minus that Justin gap at the top, but he is on a completely different strategy, so let's be real. Also, that gap is slowly but surely coming down. The gap is now 2.1 seconds. I believe it was like 2.6 at one time. So I think it's safe to say the softs slowly but surely are falling off. And here we go. Dan now going to try and make a move on Ham. I see that this has been a repeat little thing. I think that was lucky for Danny. I actually got Ham to ghost for half a second. That could have been very good for Danny. Could have made, gotten the move done through Ham, but I think that was very sportsmanlike and not getting the move done through the ghost. Wants to get it done the old-fashioned way, the proper way, I guess you could say. And yeah, the Haas boys really using that DRS on the main straight to their advantage and slowly but surely making up time between themselves and Justin. Jam. Oh, you need another invite. I don't know why it didn't let you say that, but yeah. Here you go, Jammer. I'm really sorry the game is doing this to you, mate. You deserve much better than this. Meanwhile, attempt number 2. Oh, Dan. Oh my goodness. What the fuck did I just watch? Dan literally just took the grass. Now is being forced a little off by Corey. Oh my goodness. And now here comes Sam. It's like, hello, don't forget about me, guys. Oh my goodness. And now Sam has got caught up with the hammer. Or with Corey. That was very unfortunate there. Oh my goodness. So Sam going for the move, getting caught up with Corey. And now they have lost multiple positions. You have to assume there's damage. Let's take a look at what happened. You can see Sam going up the inside. We were on board with him, and I guess, I don't know, he got caught up. Fucking hell. That is very unfortunate for the Corey and Sam fans. Jam, meanwhile, I am so sorry, bro. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. Meanwhile, Souza had a look at Corey there. I'm surprised Corey actually didn't go into the pits there, actually. I mean, you would think Corey has damage. No, I guess Corey doesn't have damage. What do I know? Sam, though, has lost a lot of time. 3.6 seconds behind Souza and Corey now. All good, Jim. You get to spend some time with me now. And potentially we get to watch your brother kick some ass. Maybe even potentially Corey turning angry. Maybe you get angry Corey, ladies and gentlemen. And he's just going to pile drive his way through the field. I don't know what's going to happen. What do you guys think? I mean, we did have UFC 300 yesterday. And if Corey saw some of those knockouts yesterday, I would be inclined to say that he may have learned a thing or two. You never know. I'm terrified of angry Corey. Sam. Meanwhile, the hamster is slowly but surely made his way through. Watch your brother kick some ass. Certainly sounds interesting when you turn into a stream. Hey, what more could you ask for when being welcomed into the dub zone, right? If you were expecting a PG stream, you can go somewhere else, with all due respect. Oh, no, Invade 5-second speed time penalty, and that is going to be it for Invade. Yeah, he's retired in the pits. I think it's safe to say frustration got the better of the McLaren driver, and he is the first to retire from the session officially. Meanwhile, I'm going to stay on board with a little bit with Corey, see what's going to happen. I'm also curious to see when Justin decides to come in. Is he going to come in now? Yes, he is. So Justin finally coming in as going to be lap 12. For the sauce. Very interesting. Meanwhile, I'm sure to the surprise of nobody, the hard runner's still staying out. Oh, now Evo has retired. No, Evo's crashed! Evo's crashing. That's a full safety car. Ladies and gentlemen, I've just noticed Evo crashing at the exit of the second Lesmo. All right, so I guess now that we have a chance, we're going to now invite Jam one last time, because if Jam can't get in, then I don't know. But yeah, the full safety car is out now, ladies and gentlemen. And now we have officially 2 retirements. Mad stint on the softs from Justin, says Sam. And yes, I actually couldn't agree more. Also, a nice half-decent thing. I think because of the safety car. Did he save time because of the safety car? Or? No, I don't think it's actually too much of a benefit. I think actually, if anything, it was a detriment to him, the safety car coming out when it did. We're going to see right here, though, officially. Also, can't forget Justin has a 3-second time penalty, so just to add insult to injury, of course, you know. Can never have anything freaking easy in life. Corey lucky to box at the time he did to avoid the double stack. Also agreed. But yeah, you can see Justin. Where is he going? Oh my God! Where the? Justin, a little bit aggressive. I think he didn't even realize how fast he was going. It's the only thing I can think of. That could have been a lot more. That could have been very disastrous. Let's be honest. But yeah, luckily for us, nothing crazy happened. Let's take a look at the replay just because it was funny to watch. Just getting side by side with the cars out of the exit. He was just like, oh shit! Mayday! Mayday! Houston, we have a problem. All right, well, all jokes aside, our driver's getting through. And we still have 16 drivers left as we are now over the halfway point officially of this race, folks. It appears to me that Jam's connection has literally fucked off into the distance. That's me done, mate. Appreciate the invites, but keep saying the session is no longer available. Which we all know is absolute horseshit. So, all the best, Jam. Hopefully next week you get better luck, brother. Because we all know you do not deserve this bullshit. Fuck it. Chuck us one more invite, please, and I'll try. Jam's ghost about to pass everyone under safety car. Lap everyone and win the race. Imagine. That'd be so fucking hilarious. I think the funny thing is, though, you guys are so damn good in McKeon division. I think, what's the AI? The AI set to 92. So, I mean, if there were a bunch of diesels out there, then yes, Jam would literally win the entire race. But because all you guys are fast motherfuckers, I'm gonna have to disagree with that ground. Sorry. And yeah. Unfortunately, that's never going to happen because these guys, what? These guys would race on 150 AI if they could, I feel like. Meanwhile, there's me on 80 AI getting clipped by frickin' Esteban Ocon going into the first corner of Bahrain, and then I get angry and frickin' try and torpedo his ass into turn 4. And then we both DNF. Congratulations, Esteban, you fuck. Anyways, rant over. That's the story of my shitty ass driving career. And let me guess, Bert, you're gonna come in last second just because Race Roller is leaving. Yeah, it is. Wow. All right, well there you have it, folks. And take a look at the time penalties. That's 5 seconds for Runnard, 3 seconds for Justin. And Ham not really getting much in the way of waiting time, but I guess he's off. We're off to the races. Here we go. Not getting a nice jump on Runnard whatsoever, but at least keeping the position. Had to use a little bit of battery, I think, to just stay ahead and maintain the lead. Meanwhile, oh, there's something just happening in the background. That looks like Jacob getting the worst of that. And he has fallen all the way to the back of the grid now. Meanwhile, Justin and Corey going side by side here. Corey going defensive on Justin. Justin having a look, though, on the inside. Is this deja vu for Corey? Oh, my God. It almost seemed like it. Deja vu with the Sam incident. So, Corey able to get through this time around. Still in P7. Going to hunt down Justin, I'm sure. Justin does have that 3-second time penalty as well. Meanwhile, Souza has made up some good positions. I think Souza, if I'm not mistaken, was one of the only guys, if not the only one, who didn't even set a lap in qualifying because he kept mucking up. But it looks like the race is his domain. I think that's at least safe to say. At least for Monza, at least for now. Meanwhile, Dan getting a move done on Runnard, it seems, there for P2. And you can see Dan is just like, yeah, Ham is not. He's not letting Ham out of his sights. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it would appear that even without the battery usage, it seems like Dan does have a faster straight line setup. Or maybe it was just, you know, how powerful the slipstream got as he got closer. I'm just really not sure. Thought it was going to work for a second there. Oh, that's fucking jam. Geldy, wow, Geldy, thank you so much for the 13 months. Great to see you, brother. Oh my goodness. So we are now approaching 10 laps to go, folks. Oh, Geldy, I'm absolutely fantastic and also blessed to have fucking people like you in my life and Diesel Classic filling up in 24 hours and now we're on the wait list. Like, I'm just grateful to everybody, so as long as you're good, I'm fucking fantastic, Geldy. And look at this. Look at this battle up here. Oh my god, we got that top four raging out through into turn one. And it looks like Dan is going to get the position to Tobias, making a move on Runnard. Runnard going to try and use some battery to keep the position, but Tobias is also using the battery. He's like, nah, P3 is mine. God damn. There is some great fucking battles here up at the top, folks. Look at these battles here. Look at that fighting side by side. And that is what Racid is all about. I mean, what more can you say? Uh-oh. Souza having a look at Runnard. I appreciate the kind words, Geldy. Appreciate that, brother. I do my very best. And I mean, with action like this, I mean, I think anyone could do comms for driving like this. This is fantastic action. The only way you could really honestly mess this commentary up is if you just didn't know any F1 in general. Luckily, I know a thing or two about racing, and I can tell you for free, I'm just going to put this in the tutorial one day of side-by-side racing. Man, Ham got the move done. Dan trying to return the favor through turn 3. I mean, Tobias is right there as well. Souza now joined the fray, and now Souza gets clipped. Oh my goodness! Souza getting the worst of that whole exchange. And that is heartbreak now for TTM Souza. He was having a great race. Meanwhile, angry Corey getting a move past Justin before the Ascari. So Corey now 1.8 seconds behind the podium sitters, but he's now ahead of Justin. And I guess let's go. Take two. Take two of this battle up here at the top. Looks like Dan make the move on Justin. Bourbon Boy getting Jurassic Blaze there, getting past Bourbon Boy. Justin outbreaking, and even Runner getting past Corey here. I mean, where do I focus, folks? That's what I want to ask you. Runner going around the outside of Justin now. Ah, diggity damn. There is really good action everywhere I look, it seems. I just don't think there's any wrong place to look. By the way, in case you missed it, and also just because I'm an asshole, here is the instant replay of what happened to poor old Souza. It almost looked like he was running into the back. And I think he may have gotten clipped by the back of the McLaren there. It almost seemed like it. Take another look at it. On board here with Souza. Almost running into the back of the Alpha. Doesn't touch the Alpha. Yeah, it gets clipped from behind. I'm not sure if it was the McLaren or what. But, yeah. Anyways, there's that story. Still have our top three battling it out. And really, it's anyone's match here in the podium spots. Ham and Dam are exchanging positions, but we know that if Tobias gets a good exit at Parabolica, he can really make a run for P2 and then maybe P1 in the next lap. You never know. It's like Corey gets a move past Justin once again. We've seen this before. See if Corey can maintain this and now attack Runnard. Now, I know Runnard does have a 5-second time penalty, while Justin has that 3 seconds. But we all know the racer in Corey is going to want to get the move done on track. Doesn't want to rely on penalties. That's a Canadian thing to do. That's what Diesel does. And we all know that Corey is not Diesel. Oh, damn. That sucks for Justin. Another 3-second time penalty. So that is 6 seconds total, which actually technically gives Drastic Blaze now a free position. Speaking of which, Blaze is just like, nah, I don't need that free position. I'll take it on track. Mafanguro! Let's go! Drastic Blaze. All right, now let's go back up here to the front runners here. We got Tobias, Dan, and Ham. I mean, Dan did line him up there, chooses the safer option, at least for the time being. Stays in P2. Tobias content with P3, at least for the time being. I'm not sure how long he's going to be content with P3, though. Meanwhile, oh, something's happened in the background. I think that was Race Roller off at the exit of the first chicane and has dropped now to P15. Luckily, I did miss the incident, but caught the very end of his recovery there. Very unfortunate for the Mercedes driver. And now Justin, a 5-second time penalty for Justin corner cutting. And Justin's race has gone from bad to worse here today. It was looking very solid for the McLaren driver, just not ending up that way, it would appear. And this is what I'm talking about. Angry Corey now coming through. Gritting his teeth like the pit bull. Lining up Runnard in the Williams. The Kraken. But just like Perseus in the Clash of Titans, Corey coming up with Medusa's head, freezing the Kraken up, and sliding into the inside for P4 in this race. Oh, it looked like Drastic Blaze going to join the fray. How you doing, Drastic? Nice to see you, buddy. I'm sorry we forgot about you. Drastic gets a little jealous, ladies and gentlemen, so he just wanted to remind everybody that he was there. Nice to see you, Drastic. That was a great move up the inside. Cheeky, but sneaky. And you gotta love it. Alright, meanwhile, let's go back up to the top three, because I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about this lap for some reason. I don't know why. He's not going to make it before Ascari. Dan seems very content with making the move before turn 1 if he's going to get a move done. These guys have been really saving up their battery. You can see 89% in comparison. Oh, damn, Ham using a lot there. Whoa, 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 whoa. I think Ham might not realize that Dan is saving up a lot. Ham has got to be really cautious. Ham cannot afford to use too much more, in my personal opinion. Wait, Runner just boxed. Runner is in the pits, and Runner's now retired from the session. I have no idea what happened to Runner. The only thing I can assume is something happened off camera that I missed and must have caused some sort of frustration to cause the retirement. All I can say is, if Runner, if you're listening, I wish you all the best, mate, and have a shot of whiskey on me, because you may need it more than me. Man, these guys just giving us a battle for the ages right here. Keeping it tight. You have to think that Dan is definitely playing this long game. Going to wait till the very end, in the last moment, to make the safe overtake, to the point where Ham cannot, you know, or at least if Ham wants to re-overtake, he'll have to get aggressive. Here we go. It's Dan side by side with Ham. And there it is. So that's the position done. And double the battery for Dan here, folks. That could be monumental. 3 laps to go, though. So, I mean, Ham does have time to save up a little bit. And luckily for him, Tobias, just a little more battery. Actually, I'm just trying to think here. Maybe Ham's whole strategy was to try and slow down the top 3 to allow his teammate Corey to catch up. Because if Corey gets into the fray, he can really help out Ham with regards to defensive actions on Tobias and Dan. Though Corey does seem to be stuck at around the 2.2 second gap mark. Now we're going into 2 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. It is Dan in P1, followed by Ham in P2, Tobias in P3, and Corey in P4. And if I'm not mistaken, this will be the first time, or maybe even the second time, I'll have to ask him, but the first or second time this season that Ham will actually take the lead in the championship as things stand, or if things stand, I should state. Meanwhile, looks like Souza still battling for the final points position. I'm sure you guys remember what happened to Souza earlier on, that really unfortunate collision there. And now he's going to have to battle his teammate for the final points position. Actually, I've just noticed Easton has a time penalty. So, yeah, 3 seconds. As long as Souza stays there, Souza will at least get a point in this race, which obviously means not the end of the world. I'll be real. I'd never get a single point in McKeon division. All right, here we go, folks. It is the final lap of this race. Holy shit, Dan's used a lot of battery in the last span of a couple laps there. Is it going to be enough, or is it going to be too little too late? There's a little sliding action there, and there goes Ham. Oh my goodness, just too little too late. But he's going to go maybe for a cleaner exit out of the chicane is Ham. Now we got to run down through turn 3. Dan uses the rest of his little battery there. The light is flashing. Ham is going to get some slipstream, maybe going to get a good exit out of the Lesmos. That's going to be let down to Ham into Ascari. Here we go to the chicane of 4 and 5. Over the curb a little bit, there goes Dan. Dan going to try and hold off Ham a little bit. Ham's got to back off before we enter the Lesmos. It's all going to be here about getting a clean exit out of the second Lesmo. Here we go. It is Ham almost getting a little squirrely. Gonna try and ride that ass, though. Got the slipstream. Got the battery and the DRS around the outside into Ascari. It is Ham with a gorgeous overtake. Can he hold off through Ascari? Keeps it on track. Tobias right there as well. Now we got one braking zone to go. They have no battery left. Tobias has a little bit of juice, though. Gonna try. Had to look on the inside. Thought better of it. Through the final corner. Use that. Use that battery. It's a drag race for Tobias. Gonna be too little too late, though. What an ending from Ham, Dan, and Tobias. Corey, a solid P4. I think letting the ladies and gentlemen know how he feels about this race. What a finale. Oh, Race Roller doing a little 360 for the ladies and gentlemen as well. You gotta love it. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, I almost lost my voice there. I think it was more just because I was yelling and screaming last night from the fights. So my voice still needs a little bit of time to recover, which luckily tomorrow is my day off. But holy shit, you guys definitely didn't make it any easier for me, to say the least. Holy shit, that was some great racing from everybody, especially at the top. I mean, the middle was some good action. The back had some shenanigans. I mean, as I said, I think at one point in the race, everywhere I looked at a certain point was just carnage, overtakes, something happening. So thank you for that. Anyways, here we go. Ham, P1, Dan, P2, Tobias, P3, Corian, P4, Metal, P5, Jurassic Blaze, P6, Sam, P7, Jacob, P8, Souza, P9, Bourbon, P10, Liam, P11, Race Roller, P12, Jim, P13, Easton, P4, Easton, P14, Runner, P15 with the fastest lap. Then you got Justin, P16, Evo, P17, and Invade to round us out in P18. Without further ado, though, ladies and gentlemen, it is Ham, Dan, and Tobias. I guess we can talk to those guys. We can take some time to interview while we can. What's up, everybody? Alrighty then. So now I am going to just wait for our interviewees. We're gonna bring our top three into the room. Put on the headphones for the ladies and gentlemen. Alrighty then. So yeah, we'll just give them a couple seconds to get in here. I'm gonna go hit my bowl because I think I need to hit a bowl. I think that's maybe the problem. I didn't even have a single smoke this entire session. That was nuts, folks. So yeah, we'll let everyone get into the lobby here. Hopefully they get in here. At least we can hopefully you at least get one interview. That'll be the goal, right? Oh, yeah, that's right. I get it. View gamer card, invite to my party. I guess we can do it on there too. That works as well. But I'll increase that. Take that off. Alrighty then.
Dan as well. I've sent him one, but yeah. Yeah, there it is.
Alright, perfect. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that, Silverstone.
That's fine.
Alright, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the interviews of the race. It's going to start off with P3 from this race. I mean, Tobias, I really don't know where to begin when it comes to this race. First of all, can you hear me okay? Is everything okay on your end?
Yeah, it's good.
Tobias. Oh yeah, sorry. Fucking hell, that tripped the shit out of me. You had two accounts. Okay, okay. So, with that being said, I don't even know where to begin with the cards of the race. There were literally shenanigans in the middle, the back of the race, the front of the thing. But I know you were with the top three for a little bit when it comes to the end part of the race. But I think you were in the midfield for a little bit of the race. How was the start shenanigans and all that shit getting through at least?
Well, it was interesting. I was quite well excited coming into the race to see how the setup was. It was absolutely awful. So I was like, I was just trying to survive the start really. I didn't really mind losing positions, and then hard stint was just torture. But it got better once I got onto the mediums.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like that the one guy I think it was Justin who started on the softs. He absolutely went off flying. Um, the safety car came out at a very interesting time, though. I mean, it did catch off a couple of drivers, and some drivers got negatively affected by it. Would you say it worked out in a positive favor for yourself?
Yeah, definitely did. I jumped Corey and Mark, so I stayed in front of them. They would have had an undercut on me otherwise. So it worked out, and I had very good straight line speed. So once we got a nice gap, we just maintained it really to the end, which was nice.
Now, when it comes to Monza, track limits can be a real pain in the ass. Just like my home track of Canada, the chicanes can really catch you out, especially Ascari or even the chicane of 4 and 5. Was that something that stuck in your mind and made you a little nervous, or were you always confident in your skills?
I wasn't. I was more focused on actually making the corner instead of cutting it so I could go faster. So I wasn't really worried. I
Fair
think I
enough.
got one warning, and that was the last lap.
Honestly, that's a great answer, okay? Because honestly, a lot of people
Yeah.
don't think like that. So everyone's, a lot of people are always worried about the next up and coming. So it's good to have that mentality, definitely. But I have to bring up though the next track. There's not a lot of room for error as the walls are quite close, and this track has been known for some. I guess the best way to say is British weather when it comes to the rain. Singapore Marina Bay circuit. It's a fun circuit under the lights, but obviously spells some trouble. What's your thoughts on it?
Singapore is well, it's all about qualifying really. If you just can maintain a half decent pace in a race, you will pretty much finish where you start. So yeah, I think qualifying will be the most crucial part because yeah, the race you can't really do a lot unless you have a major pace advantage. So it's just all about maintaining there as well.
Fair enough. And final question before I let you go, brother. The track, obviously, we have a new track layout for Singapore. Is it an improvement on, in your opinion, yes or no?
It's definitely an improvement. It makes Singapore more racy. It's not really racy now either, but at least it's sort of possible to follow.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the last sector, the old one. So
All right, fair
yep,
enough. Thank you for your time, brother. All the best, and hopefully we'll see you next week in Marina Bay. All the best, bro.
thank you.
All right, now we're going to move on to P2 in this race. Dan, I mean, you and Ham were battling it out. I mean, you two, the Ham, Jam, Dan, Sam, Fam, I was having tongue twisters the entire freaking race. You guys did not make my life any easier with the two of you always being side by side, especially towards the conclusion. I think you can hear it in my voice. Like you guys made me lose my voice again. On top of the fights last night. So I mean, credit to you guys. Dan, I'm going to shut up for a little bit. Give us your thoughts. How was the race for you, mate? And give us your thoughts on Ham as a competitor.
Yeah, it was a really good race. Going into it, I wasn't expecting to be anywhere near that fast. I haven't driven Monza this game, but yeah, race pace was really, really good. Straight line speed was really, really good as well, and the corners weren't too bad either. But GG for Ham, brilliant race.
So there was one thing that I absolutely was noticing towards, especially towards the conclusion. Ham seemed to have used his battery quite early, and there was one point where Ham was literally, I think it was like 3 or 4 laps to go. Ham was at 40%. You were at literally 95%. You got the move done up on the inside, and then all of a sudden, you really just started to use the battery a lot. Do you regret that in hindsight? Do you feel like you could have saved a little more battery, or do you feel like that was necessary to maintain the position? Your thoughts?
No, not really, because I couldn't have backed out and like tried to get the DRS in the last lap from Ham because I was like 5 tenths in front, and so I had to drain. It wasn't close enough to back out. So, and I didn't want to wait until the last straight because then it would have been 2 tenths behind, and it wouldn't have been, it just
Enough.
wouldn't have been anywhere near close. So I had to use it on the previous lap, and yeah, just the DRS. And on that last little straight, I had like 2%, and Tobias told me Ham was flashing, but it must have been like 8 or 9% more, and that just gave him the boost down the straight.
Yeah, it was just little. I mean, you had it going into the first game. You obviously won that first little bit, but obviously got you into a Ascari. Got to give credit to Ham though; he's a sneaky little bastard. But Dan, I do got to give you credit as well. You did not make life easy for him whatsoever, so I do appreciate that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we've ever spoken. Are you a reserve?
No, I joined the league about an hour ago.
Oh, right. So are you? So you're a full time driver now officially?
Yeah, yeah,
Potentially, we can speak more then. Okay, that's fantastic. Well,
yeah.
I pity you. No one
Thank
wants to
you.
talk to me more. But Singapore coming up next. Definitely a track where you love it or you hate it. I feel like there's it's either one of the or. What's your opinion?
I can't stand it.
Fair.
Hate it.
Is there a specific part you hate, or is it just the whole fucking
Uh,
track? And you can swear on
I
the
haven't done a
channel.
race. I haven't done a race on this game around it. And when I've done time trial, I've been like 2 seconds off the pace. So I don't I don't really want to talk about it.
Fair enough, brother. Then the final question I have before I let you go: if it rains, is that better for you, or can then the game can just fuck off at that point? Because some people
Yeah,
like the
100%
rain.
if it rains. Yeah, way, way better if it rains.
Way better. See, I had a feeling you were one of those guys that liked the rain. I had a feeling. Anyways, Dan, thank you for talking to me. It's been a pleasure, and hopefully there will be more to come in the future. All the best, brother.
Yeah, thank you too.
Peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we're going to get to our race winner, SLR Ham. The hamster that I've been calling him for every single week, and I fucking love it because guess what? He rolls that fucking wheel like a goddamn hamster. I mean, god damn it. Yeah, the ball is rolling, and you know what, Hammy? You are now officially P1 in the Drivers' Championship. I think this is either the first or second time you've officially overtaken Corey. The question is, can you keep it ahead of your teammate, or is this going to just roll into the final races of the season? Your thoughts, Ham?
Yeah, cheers, mate. I mean, obviously it'd be nice to, but I think it could quite possibly keep going back and forth. Really, I think I'm out for bottomless brunch next Saturday, so Sunday might be an interesting one with a bit of a hangover. But having said that, to be fair, that happens half the time anyway. But yeah, I mean, it's obviously good to have the lead back, especially given that I've missed a round as well. But yeah, I mean, it went obviously pretty well last week as well, and tonight.
Yeah, I mean, tonight I don't think it could have gone. I mean, as I was saying to Dan, Dan did not make life easy for you, to say the least. I mean, and I mean, even as I was saying earlier, there's one point where you literally had half the battery he did. But I guess it's just the nature of Monza in general, where you were even though you had half fucking the battery, you were still able to keep within DRS range of Dan and eventually get the move done to Ascari. I mean, did he make you nervous? Like, were you sweating a little bit into Ascari, or were you very confident at the end there? What was your thoughts?
I mean, obviously, like, I think Dan made a little bit of a mistake, coming out of the chicane, like heading to the Lesmos, which obviously got me right onto the back. But I mean, going into that final lap, I was kind of content somewhat with P2. Obviously, given that I knew that would have given me the lead of the championship anyway, just kind of didn't want to do anything stupid. And then, yeah, kind of luckily managed to kind of obviously get myself into a position where I could go for the move and yeah, just about had a little bit more battery. But yeah, I mean, the kind of half the reason why I had like not that much battery was because I was basically using it all to like make sure I stayed in second. Um, like in the sense that like if I were in the lead like on the lap, like coming out of a Ascari, I'd use a bit, make sure the gap was sort of as long as it was kind of over about half a second. I knew that I could like lose the one place but kind of keep the other. But then yeah, obviously, I mean it's so easy to just stick with someone around here. I mean, obviously Dan tried to kind of use a bit of battery, but I mean I tried it earlier in the race as well, and it just doesn't really work, unfortunately. Which I mean is kind of as much of the game's fault as anyone else's. But yeah, I mean he obviously gave me a very good go. Probably had better race pace as well. It has to be said. Not that it's like a massive consolation, I guess, but obviously Tobias as well, and Corey was going to be right up there. He got a bit unlucky. But yeah, I mean, kind of just sort of happy to kind of get it over the line. Really, like I say, I was happy with second or even third if it came to that.
Actually, since you brought it up, I have to ask you. What I mean, can you give us the PG version of what Corey was saying after his little incident?
Um, Something along the lines of like, "Oh, happens every week." I think he was obviously a bit disappointed with how last week went as well,
Right.
understandably so. Um, and yeah, I guess just frustrated, but who wouldn't be in that situation really? I mean,
Yes, of
obviously
course.
Corey gives a good battle to anyone, so I think he was just a bit disappointed that he kind of felt like he didn't really get that in return.
Mhm.
I think Sam said he missed his breaking point a bit, and then obviously there wasn't really anything Corey could do about it, which yeah, I mean is super unlucky, and I mean he's obviously got the pace, so I'm sure he'll come back.
No, definitely. I mean, I obviously as frustrating as it is to Corey, we are as fans gonna appreciate this because unlike real F1, we are getting a great battle for the championship. So this is fun to see. We're coming down to the wire.
Yeah, I'm
Six. Yeah, sorry.
just glad I'm not the one kind of causing him the trouble at the moment, at least on at least directly like wheel to wheel, not causing him the trouble.
Yeah, it's not a Max and Lewis type battle up for the top, is it? It's at least so.
Nah,
That's
I
that.
mean, you
Yeah.
know, we respect each other as firstly competitors and teammates, of course.
Mhm. Well, of course, I try and get you
And
guys to
obviously
talk
there's
shit
that.
about each other
Yeah.
every week. I
Nah,
fail
I
miserably.
don't I don't think it's gonna happen, mate. I think even if it came to, you know, anything like what we've seen in the past with Lewis and Max in real life, I don't think we'd ever get to the point where we'd be in an interview bad mouthing one another. I think we're both better than that. So
No, I can understand that. And honestly, as much as
yeah.
that would be a dream for me, maybe we can do that as like a play, like an
Yeah,
April
I
Fool's one
appreciate
day.
for you from your perspective. Obviously, you want the drama, but I'd be surprised if it happens.
No, of course, of course. As I said, one day we're gonna make it. We're gonna try and fake it. We're gonna do a Drive to Survive commercial, get everyone hyped up. Because honestly, I have I have this video that I'm prepping for the final couple races. Because the way you guys are going, as I was gonna say, the final we have 6 races to go. The season is coming down to the wire, and I'm looking forward to this. With that being said, I'm gonna let you guys go soon. I know it's late over there. Final question: Singapore coming up next. How you feeling, Hamber?
Probably in a similar position to Dan, to be honest. I think I've done one race round there on this game, and that was in a league that, while being quick and having some quick guys in it, isn't quite at the same level of what we've got here. Um, and so I think it's going to be one of those where obviously qualifying is important. I've kind of been getting a little bit better with that in recent weeks. I had a little bit of a drop off after the first few rounds. But yeah, obviously went well this evening. Wasn't even expecting Corey to want to do toes. We hadn't even spoken about it, but on my first run, he was there, and I was like, "Oh, we're doing toes," and obviously I'm happy to reciprocate. Um, I mean, a toe could be important at Singapore, even I guess with that little straight that they've added in. But no, I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't mind if it was wet. Not necessarily because of the fact that I think I'm better in the wet than the dry, but just might be a bit more competitive for me. But we'll have to see. I mean, I'll get some practice in, obviously, and see how it goes. But I guess really somewhat contradict what I was saying. The main goal at the moment is just to finish ahead of Corey, wherever that is.
Well, it looks like as it stands right now, it'll definitely be for the top position. So all we can do is hope that you guys continue the performance that you've been giving us. And thank you for your time to all three of you. All the best. And yeah, look forward to speaking to you hopefully anytime in the near future. All the best, boys. Thank you.
Thank you, mate. Thank you
I'll
for
see you next
streaming.
week, man.
Thank you.
Well done to Tobias and Dan as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a good race.
GG,
I was
man.
shit slow, but I'll take P3, honestly.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, for the stream, I'm just going to say thank you to everyone who's watched the stream. Thank you to everyone who is listening to the interviews. I'm Diesel Dominator. Love you all. Thank you to all the support. Thank you to the brand new follow. OG James, I just saw that brand new follow, so thank you for the follow. Geldy, thank you for the sub. 13 months, you're an absolute fucking beauty. And to obviously everyone else supporting the channel, to everyone, all 32 drivers in the Diesel Classic in the attendance. I can't thank you guys enough. I'm just going to shut up. I'm going to shut up. Love you all. Thank you so much. And I guess I'll see you for Summit. I'll see you next week on Sunday. For Dub Zone, I'll be back on Tuesday for V3F1 at, I believe that's 7:30 p.m. your time. So hopefully if you guys want to see me, I'll see you guys then. Take care. And until next time, Diesel out. Peace.
Best to give me that loyalty. Best to give me that loyalty. Cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. Cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty.